Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Take it now. They're about to do it. Go, go, go. Well, Everett, I'm going to talk a little softly here because we have a lot of photographers, but I can tell you that there it goes. That was the explosion. Now, if you could hear this, it sounded like a loud boom. Just seconds before that, we heard them yelling fire in the hole, and police had actually closed down a section of Peoria Street, about 1 block north and about 1 block south of 17th. This is the intersection that we're at. Police had told us to anticipate a loud boom like this. They tell us that the explosive device was actually quite tricky when they finally did get a look at it. What they found when they walked in, when they first studied the tripwires, is that the bomb was extremely complicated. They were able to disable the first one by using a robot. What it did was it disabled the tripwire. The tripwire was set up to pour one liquid container into another, and when the two mixed together, they would have set off a main charge which could have been enhanced by flammable liquid. They were able to do that without any type of explosion. The second explosion that you just heard was a second device that they found. This was one they had not anticipated earlier in the day, so they had to trip this wire as well, and with this one they anticipated that there would be some type of explosion. It looks like there's no fire or smoke coming from the apartment. That is one thing I can tell you police were very hopeful for, because they anticipate there's going to be a lot of evidence in this apartment that they really need, and they also want to try and see if they can discern some type of motive from what they find inside the apartment. So the fire department has been here standing by in case there was a fire to try and put out as much of that as possible, as quickly as possible, to try and preserve the evidence. Everett? Well, we can tell you the first one was set off by a robot. No one is inside the apartment. Now, what's been going on right now is that, or a few minutes ago I should say, there were a couple of SWAT team members up on a cherry picker, and they went up to the window, and I can't tell you exactly what they were putting inside the window, but they were doing something inside the apartment with a long stick. I can't, again, describe to you exactly what it was from here, but they worked on that for probably about a half hour. Then they got off the cherry picker, and then they came over and told us that we could anticipate some type of explosion. So I'm not sure exactly what they did, if they made it more accessible to the robot, or if they, triggered the tripwire, and that took some time. But I know the first one they did with the robot. At this point, however, it should be safe for them to go inside. Not safe, but at least they're not going to be tripping any more wires. What they want to do now is get inside there and get those 30 bombs out of the apartment. And these are fireworks. That when I say bombs, I mean fireworks, so the kind you'll see in big commercial shows. Those are in there, along with several bottles of flammable liquid and containers of gunpowder. And they want to try to get that into some safe containers where they can take it to a place where they can detonate it safely, not here. Those containers are actually designed to absorb an explosion in transport if that were to happen. As soon as they're done with those steps, they can get in and start processing the evidence. Everett? Oh, it's a very good sign that we're not seeing any smoke or fire coming from that apartment. This is a small apartment. It's 800 square feet. And two of the windows that we're looking at now they were broken by firefighters earlier to try and get cameras and inside there to take pictures and video. So the fact that we're not seeing anything come out of that is a very good sign for police. Again, the fire department has been heavily involved this entire time, standing by to make sure they could put out anything as quickly as possible to preserve evidence. And we're also told that when they went to disable that first bomb using the robot, that they were able to put some water around the area to try and lessen, I guess, any fire or explosion if there was one. But again, they got through that first tripwire without an explosion. The explosion we heard just a little while ago was the second tripwire that they found. So now I anticipate that the ATF and the FBI. There's about 100 people on scene here, by the way, including bomb experts from all over the country and chemists. So those people will probably start getting in now, is what they told us, and trying to get the rest of that stuff out of there so it is safe for police to spend some time in there and start getting all of that evidence. But everyone, it's a great sign that we're not seeing any smoke or flames. And in fact, they just reopened Peoria to traffic, so this is good. That tells us, they said public safety is number one, so the fact they reopened the road tells us that it's safe for now. They can proceed to their next step. Awesome.